It's All Gravy with Teresa. Hey guys, this is Teresa. We are doing a live on Sunday afternoon, and we jumped on just a few minutes early today to talk to you a little bit about people in our community and the things that they've got going on. It was so pretty today. I told Clint we'd just run outside for a minute. First, I would like to talk about Kim Forshee. I started to call her my niece, but she's actually a cousin. She married my cousin Chance, and she makes these beautiful handmade earrings, and this is little eggs in a basket. And if you'll remember, not too long ago we had red velvet cake earrings, and she just got a real knack for whatever kind of artwork that is called. She's doing a great job. I think you can get a hold of her on Facebook, and her wares are at Little Fox Bakery on display. So a shout out to Kim, and thank you for my eggs in a basket. I love them. And I think we're even going to do a little video since the kids are going to be out of school. We may do that in the next couple of weeks. A good little easy breakfast for the kids when they're at home. So shout out to Kim. Cute little bag she puts them in. And then I wanted to mention New to You Consignment. They do live videos usually on a Sunday. You know, everybody's into these pallet sales now. They're doing a real good job with those. They get good quality stuff. And so I went by this week and found me some outdoor rugs. They're great quality. The Home and Hearth, I think one, and I can't remember the name brand of the other, but I'll show you those. And they were half price of what I would have had to pay in the store. So I'll show you those. This is the burlap, and I love the stripes in it. It pretty much goes with any decor that you would have outside, and you could also use these inside. I told my husband if we didn't have all the children and the kids, I would have these on our hardwood floors. And then this is, because they didn't have all the same pattern, I picked this, which matches our house beautifully. I picked this, and then I got two of the jute rugs to go with them. And that all has blended together, and maybe want to paint the deck, but that won't get done. So a shout out to Leslie and Troy over at New to You Consignment.
And I think their auction thing is called Hidden Treasures, right?
Hidden Treasures, right. You go to Hidden Treasures and you'll find them. If you hear anything, it's our chickens. You can see our chicken coop from here. And the yard is a work in progress. I don't have many flowers out yet. We've just been picking up leaves. But you'll see our chicken coop that Michael made for me last year. And a shout out to Wyatt and Allie Bentley at Bentley Farms. If you're looking for any non-GMO fresh meat, that's where we try to get everything. And we're hoping to start getting our chicken from there too. So, just a little shout out to everybody while they're on there. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I hope that you got to enjoy yesterday. We got a lot done yesterday. Mike got the pool open, trying to keep the kids out of it so they don't have hypothermia. It's been a bit of a chore. So we're going to go on in today, and we are going to make a favorite of summertime. Very easy if you got a picnic to go to, or you're having a graduation party like we're getting ready to have in a couple of weeks. My daughter Madeline and my granddaughter Maddie are both graduating this year, which is just insane. And we're going to have a little party for them, you know, and so happy that we are being able to get back together and to get outside and just enjoy this beautiful creation. But the pasta salad is easy to make. And as we say, we are using what's in the kitchen. We're trying to be intentional. So this may be a little bit different than what you're usually used to seeing, but this works just as well as anything else does. And that's our deal, is we want to get you in the kitchen, get you to cooking and experimenting and doing things on your own instead of getting everything out of a box. So come on in the kitchen. And you can excuse all the mess, because like I said, we've been outside working on things the last couple of days. We got anybody yet?
Yeah. Got a couple watching with us.
I say, have we got anybody on there yet? We always like to start by washing our hands, and I'll do that. Clinton cleaned all the counters off good for me this morning while he was waiting on me. We come in from church and gobbled down a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I promised the kids we'd go out and eat later. So, we have taken one package of noodles, bow ties. I like to use the bow ties. You can use elbows, you can use the rigatonis, just any kind of pasta that you like you can use for this. And we have cooked this already. Usually 8 to 10 minutes, and I did it about 8 minutes because I wanted it a little bit firm. I don't like a mushy cold salad. And then we just rinsed it. We drained it and rinsed it with cold water. And what the cold water does is stops it from cooking. So if you just leave it in the hot water, it's going to continue to cook even after you turn it off. So in our water, when we started, I always put a dash of olive oil and a dash of salt and let that cook. So we've got cooked pasta that we have drained. Any brand, any kind, you know me, I'm about on sale stuff. And then this part may be a little bit different for you, and the salad that you're used to making, a pasta salad, because I just got out what I had in the cabinet in the refrigerator today. If this tomatoes were in season, I would be using fresh tomatoes, but they're not. So I have some canned petite tomatoes, and I just drained those, and I'm going to chop them in a little bit smaller pieces. And again, these have been in the cabinet where I keep them for making soup in the wintertime. But again, these work just fine. If you like big bites of tomato, you can leave them and not chop them up, but you know, I don't like all that.
Buddy still says hi, Teresa.
Hi, buddy. I hope you're doing good. I know it's been beautiful weather here lately. This is something you can cook, buddy. You just put the noodles on and boil them. You can do it. So there, and because I am so bad at measuring anything, I'm just going to put them in my cup. You know, I have my whole life growing up, running that restaurant all those years. I never measured anything. You know, I just a handful of this and a dash of that, and that's kind of how I have cooked my whole life. So this coming up with measurements has been a little bit tough on me.
So yeah, we started compiling all of our recipes together and found we haven't been keeping track of the last couple.
Yeah, so I've got to go back through and try to do those and come up with the measurements on them. So that came up to about 3/4 of a cup of diced tomatoes. And again, when the tomatoes are in season, you can, you know, if you love tomatoes, load it up. You know, again, this is just getting you in the kitchen and showing you how easy it can be to pull a little salad together to take to a church dinner or just sandwiches and salad for your family. So there's our pasta. We're going to go ahead and put that in.
My friend Lauren Hull from Facebook asked which restaurant
Teresa's Restaurant in Bowling Green, Kentucky, which I do not have anything to do with anymore. I sold out, will be crazy as it sounds, 6 years ago in June, I think.
That sounds right.
Sold out, which is just insane that it's been that long already. But Teresa's is still open, and Heather and all of her team down there, Heather McGuffey and Ricky, they are doing a great job. I went by Saturday and the parking lot was running over. I felt like I needed to go in there and bust a table. But I didn't. I refrained. So I just added those tomatoes in there. And then I had a little red onion left. So we're gonna dice that up. And again, this depends on how much you like. We're onion eaters. Onions are good for you. That's what they say. So I had about a half of one, so I took a fourth of it, and I'm gonna chop them up into little pieces. I hope you guys are getting out and enjoying life again. Whatever your stance is on this COVID, I'm glad it is settling down. Mike and I have been and got our second shot. We got the Pfizer. Both very lucky. We had no side effects at all from either shot. And our mother-in-law, or my mother-in-law, we took her. So, and I know I'm not doing this very properly, guys. I am having such a time with my hands. And that's a whole nother story. We have, I figured it's just all the work and the abuse I have done to them. And I still think that's probably what it is. But I've been to the doctor, and I can't take the regular arthritis medicine, but he did give me something in a topical form that I hadn't put on there today because I knew we were going to do this. But getting old sucks some days, guys. But I'm glad to be here. There's a lot of people who didn't get to make it this far. I don't know about you all, but we are full of ball season. We are wide open of baseball, and our little Christian is just doing a great job. And we have 3 grandsons playing, four. Trip, Corbin, Clayton, and Maddox. So on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, we're busy.
Pretty full up.
Yeah, we're pretty full up. All right, there's our onion. And again, you can use red onion, sweet onion. I would have preferred sweet onion, but I already had this, and we're living intentional. We're not wasting things these days. And depending on your onion love, how much you want, if you can put as little as 1/3 of a cup in here, and it will give it flavor. And we have got just right over 1/3 of a cup. So we're going to add that right in.
It's going to be so pretty.
It is. And that's the thing. You can make food look so good on the table, and if it looks pretty, it's going to make you want to eat it. And then I got these bell peppers were on sale last week, and I actually got them for the kids. They will eat them if I cut them up and fix them. They will eat them with cream cheese as a snack. So we're going to cut some of this up. Just be another layer of color in there. And the same, if you like peppers and you want to add them in, you can put as many as you like. I might have to get Mike to sharpen my knives. That we talked about that before, you guys. If you're new into cooking or starting your house, you guys, if you're getting married or buying your first home and you have a housewarming party, always ask for nice. People forget that and ask for a nice set. Because they will last you a lifetime if you take care of them. And I'm dicing all this pretty small because I'm after the colors. But if you're going to a outdoor party or going somewhere and you're just more about the presentation, you could leave this in big chunks and it'd be so pretty. Christian, I see you, but remember what I told you I'm doing? What can I do for you? You are watching. You have to watch what Eliana's watching, but you're welcome to go with her. Or you go in the other room like I asked. Go. Thank you. Thank you. I know.
Mama's work never ends.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Gotta love these babies. We go in there and we tell everybody, okay, we're getting ready to start filming. So when I say action, that's it. No more until I get done. But we always got a couple and a couple dogs that's got to show out. Again, we've got about 1/3 cup of these peppers. And if you really love peppers, I actually don't have any green. You could split this up and put the green and the yellow together, which again is going to be pretty in there. Or back in the day, buddy, that kind of looks like hooch, don't it? Or I could envision it back when I was 16 and making bathtubs full of hooch. But no, it's not. It's a pasta salad. Alrighty. And I'm going to cut up some cheese, and you can use whatever kind of cheese that you want. Because of the children, we have so many in the household. I buy bricks of cheese and then I cut it up for the snacks. But you could use a grated cheese or a fresh Parmesan, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to cut this in pretty good little slices so everybody gets a good bite of cheese. And then I'll go back and cut them again.
Linda Harlan says, "Hey Teresa, love your recipes, love watching your videos."
Oh, thank you, Linda. I hope you and your family are doing well. We don't get out much to see anybody, but I have enjoyed this, getting to talk to people.
So yeah, we're coming up on a year almost.
I know, it's so crazy. Clint and I were just talking. We really are going to try to focus on getting that cooking book out this summer. And I'm excited about that. We're going to do the recipes that we put out so far, plus little stories. What the recipes that I make, what's kind of attached to that whenever I start making them. If it's something about my mother or somebody in my life or people at the restaurant. You know, I've been very blessed to have a lot of people around me and to hear a lot of their stories. So it's been very cool. So there is all this. And I'll say my sister Melissa has Melissa's Country Cafe out at Rockville. And she would be fussing at me so much because my hands are hurting and everything I do the hard way. And she tells me all the time, you don't have to do it that way anymore.
They make things for that.
Yeah. So I just cut that cheese, the brick cheese, into little squares. And then I cut that into 4. And then I'm going to cut it into 3.
The cubes.
Into little cubes.
I was going to say, you could just buy cube cheese, right?
Yes, you could buy cube cheese. You could buy shredded cheese. Like I said, we're living intentional. So I just pulled out what we had in the cabinet today. I didn't go buy anything extra for this. This is just stuff I would have in the pantry or the refrigerator all the time. It's hard not to eat that cheese.
I know it. So
we are bread-eating, cheese-loving, pasta-loving people. If you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Oh, me.
I tell people I got biscuits and gravy in my veins.
Yes. Clint, I'll tell a little story about him. I guess he was probably maybe second grade, third grade, and he gained 40 pounds in a year. And I was just so concerned. We took him to the doctor, and we did test, Dr. Deborah Sal, we did test on his thyroid and all kinds of blood work, and she called us back in the office and she said, you know what, this kid he's just going to be a big boy and he likes gravy. And that's been true. She gave us a good diagnosis. So he was perfectly fine. He just likes to eat. All right, so there's our cheese, and that's just a little over a cup. And again, you can adjust this just however you like. Any kind of cheese that you want to use. Shredded cheese, the already cut up cube cheese, whatever you like. And then the next thing is we're putting a little meat in here. And I'm going to use pepperonis. I was telling Clinton earlier, if you had leftover steak, you could cube that up. If you had leftover chicken, you could shred that up in there. But we're going to use the pepperonis. And for summertime, having to leave this setting out a little bit, the pepperonis really work. You don't have to ruin them or worry about them ruining. And I've just stacked them up, and I'm going to cut them in threes. Again, you could slice them however you want, or leave them whole. They make those little mini pepperonis now. They make it so easy to cook now, y'all. You don't have to do all the hard stuff. So let me get these. And then for our dressing, you'll notice over here, usually what I do is I use an Italian dressing. And, I just told you that we're just using what is in our cabinet today, what's in our pantry. And I didn't have Italian. But any of these dressings will work. I think I've got a balsamic vinaigrette. And if you like a little bit of bite, that would be delicious. Ranch, everybody's on a big ranch kick these days. Ranch would be delicious in there. Again, you'd have to watch having it outside for very long because it has mayonnaise in it. And a creamy Italian, which is what we're going to use today. Any of those will work.
I was thinking, I was talking to some friends the other day, and she mentioned that she just doesn't enjoy cooking. Do you have any advice for anyone that just doesn't like it?
Well, I think something like this, something that you think would be fun. We just talked, my husband just talked, and we're going to try it, like the Cheese Queen in Bowling Green puts together those beautiful trays. I'm going to show you how to do like a fruit tray or a vegetable tray without having to go to town and spend a fortune. How to put those together for your get-togethers. And I think if you start with something easy like that you can see how pretty it comes together, it's going to make you want to get in the kitchen more. Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, definitely check her out. That's our friend Rhina Bullitt. I may have said her last name wrong just now, but she's a cheese queen, BG. She does some amazing things. She's been doing a lot of local stuff here recently.
And how cool, guys, that in this times of the COVID, how many people have gotten out and used their creative juices and learning how to make a living. And that just makes me feel so good. I think about the Houchins crew. Back when I first started in business, Rule and Sewell Houchins traded with us every day down at Teresa's restaurant on 5th and Center. And it was just a little hole in the wall when we first went down there. And I would get so tickled at them because they would bring these guys in from out of town for these big business meetings that they were having, and that Rule and Sewell brought them to a hole in the wall to eat beans and cornbread. But they taught me so much about free enterprise, and I was so blessed that God put the right people at the right time in my path. And David Garvin is another one, buddy. We had so many conversations about how to help me be successful and not go in debt. So kudos to all those people, Miss Cheese Queen, for putting your stuff out there. Next, we have, and I think that was a little over a cup of chopped up.
We already messed
up.
Yeah.
About a cup of chopped up pepperonis. I think I put them in the cup, but I didn't even look at them. Or maybe I didn't even put them in the cup. I don't know. You know, when I get talking, it could go either way.
All kind of blends together.
But about a cup. And you can adjust that. Like I said, you could use pepperonis, chicken, tuna, just any kind of meat that you want, as long as it's already cooked. And then I had these in the pantry, some black olives. And I'm sure I bought them for something and didn't need them. But that's just one of the little cans, and they are, this says 2.25 ounces, and it's right out of half a cup. You can use the green olives. Just know those are going to be saltier. You know, I love green olives also. But we're going to put these in here. And then I'm going to use my handy dandy that I got from Bubby O's. And these have been so great, guys, because of me, my hand's hurting so bad, I can't crank the salt and pepper. But look at this deal. Electric salt shaker. Who would have ever in the world thought that? So that's about a fourth of a cup of salt. You won't need much because you're putting your dressing in there, and it'll already have the salt in it. And we're pepper eaters. So we're going to put maybe a fourth to a half a teaspoon of pepper. Grinding itself, y'all. Grinding itself. And it sits on this cute little stand over here that I just keep put out of the way. Thank you to my husband today, Michael, for filling those up for me. He tries to watch after me. So we got that in there. And then we talked about what dressing we were going to use. Any other time, I would use just a regular, any brand Italian dressing. But I don't have that. So today, because we are living intentional, not driving to the store to get something that we really don't have to have, we're going to use this creamy Italian. And I will measure this out. I'm going to start with about 3/4 of a cup. And we'll see how that mixes it up. But it looks so pretty, guys. So we're going to pour that in there. Like so. The gardening, guys, I don't know if you've been out much, but my irises are so beautiful. And thank you to Betty Flora and her husband, Tom, who's gone on. But he went out and he's gone on home to be with Jesus. He went out and dug those bulbs up for me, and they're just beautiful. They're all around the front of my house. So thank you, Betty Flora and Tom. So there's a good, you can see, that's a third of a cup. And I'm actually, or a third of a cup. That is a 3/4 of a cup. And I'm going to add a little bit more because when it sets, it's going to kind of get glued together a little bit.
Yeah.
I know that's not the proper terms, but
Congealed.
Congealed, yeah. So I'm going to put another 1/4 of a cup. So that would make a whole cup of this dressing that I'm going to put in there. Buddy, do you see how good it's going to be? Are you still there, buddy? While I'm mixing that up, I'll talk just about Clinton for a minute. You know, his book is out, 30. It's getting great reviews. You can get it through Amazon now, so we are so happy. Or not Amazon and Barnes & Noble. We are so happy and excited for him. And he also just put out an audio book of 30. So you guys, if you haven't, check it out. I tell you, you're going to like it. It's for any genre. Clinton usually writes to the, fictional, I don't want to say the wrong word.
Like the
LGBT group of people, because he wants those to be included and the writings included. But this book is really for anybody. You know, you can put yourself right in there. So, give it a check. It's really doing good, and we're really proud of him for keeping it up. Keeping up. That's what I was always told. My stepdaddy always told me, you know, just keep going till you get it. Keep going till you get it. And that has served me well over the years. So now, you get ready to take it to your party. What, honey?
Buddy still said that he's here, and that's making him hungry.
There you go. So now we're going to put it in here like we're going to serve it. This little dish that I found on sale. Pretty white. That all these colors are going to look beautiful in for summertime. Y'all excuse me having to hold this up here is to keep my hands from failing. But look how pretty. That is gorgeous.
All those colors.
Mm-hmm. And then, you know, I put all these different dressings out here. You know, you can make it every flavor that you want. Like if you were going to use the ranch, I would have some bacon cooked and crumbled up on top of it. If you were going to use the balsamic, you know, that's a little spicier, a bite of flavor, and not as many calories. And then this, what we've got, if I had true Parmesan, I would grate that on top of this. But I don't, but I do have a little imitation. So we're going to sprinkle that on there fairly heavy, because that and the Colby Jack is what cheese I put. We let those marinate together, and when we stir this up to serve it, it's going to be delicious. Da-da!
Yeah. That's awesome.
So, that's it, guys. Easy peasy today. Again, I hope everybody is just feeling new life and new purpose. You know, the weather's getting nicer. And Buddy, for me, springtime always helps me because it means new life. And, you know, I was looking out at towards the pool, and CW and I, Clint helped a little bit, but he was already gone from home. But CW and I made a little garden, a little rose garden, that first year or two after Robbie passed, and to see how far the rose bushes have grown and that we're still here, you know, that helps me. And it looks beautiful, and I don't have to tell anybody about it. It's just my secret little deal of how I work with things. I never want to miss an opportunity to tell you all how God has taken care of me my whole life. This week, I have lost 3 very important people to me. Last week and this week. First, we were grandparents together. Mike Price, he was on the fire department here in Bowling Green, and my little granddaughter Mila Gill, and Mike and I shared being grandparents. He was granddad and I was Grammy. And Mike passed in his sleep at 65 years old on his birthday. And, you know, as bad as it sounds, what a better way could you go than to just go to sleep? And, you know, prayers for his family, that you keep them safe and close to you, Lord. And then my Aunt Wimagene Ward, Wimagene Ward Oliver. She was, I'm afraid to say her age. I think she was born in 1937. But when I think back about my life when I was just a kid, her family has been such a cornerstone in my life and how I turned out. Her mother and her sister would get me and my brother off the bus, and I learned a lot of canning, and they live in an old log cabin there on Cambridge Road. Learned a lot of survival stuff, and learned that people love me was the biggest thing. There were people who loved me. So she's passed, and I pray for all of her children and her grandchildren and the people who love her, that just to know that God will comfort you if you ask. And lastly, and this one's pretty tough, is a little girl who, she's not a little girl anymore. She worked for me 2 or 3 times over the years. One of my beautiful success stories. She had been from one end of the spectrum to the other. And she, just a beautiful soul and a beautiful smile, and she touched people wherever she went. Miss Jelena Shaw Headley, or is that, honey, I'm so sorry, David. Haley. You know, I think of her as Jelena Shaw because that's who she was when she worked with us, but Haley. So just prayers for her boys, prayers for her husband and their family, her grandson. You know, we just never know what life is going to bring us. So we have to just do the best we can every day. Yeah. You know, and when we're in the middle of it, we think it's just us, but it happens to everybody. You know, it's just their time right now. So lift them up and think about them. All right, enough sadness, and thank you all for watching us. Thank you for participating in this, and I've already gone longer than I was planning on. I thought this would be a short one today. I had everything ready. But don't forget Clinton. The book is 30. His author name is Clinton Wayne Waters, or Clinton W. Waters, and you can find him. All the people that we mentioned before, Connie's restaurant, Melissa's restaurant, Teresa's, all the people who are trying to make a living. The Cheese Queen, the Bentley's Farms, the Corner Consignment, the New to You Consignment, all the people who touch my life all the time. My little earrings, Kim, and don't forget the Cheese Queen. It's lots of stuff going on where you can use her services. Make a salad, guys. Smile at somebody today. God loves you, and I'm glad to get to talk to you, and I'll talk to you again real soon.